I was responsible for working with ASU, NCREST at ASU, and taking what they had done for their assessment, their needs assessment, and personalizing it for Wisconsin. NCREST did a mega review of the literature, and they found that the disproportionality literature loaded into 23 focus areas. And so we have those 23 focus areas, and it helps districts understand and break down disproportionality and things that they can do to address things from a district-wide standpoint for accountability, for individual education, and core functioning. We have one form that we use. It's called a professional development form, and we have the 23 focus areas listed, and all the different professional development activities they do throughout the year, they try to match up with those 23 areas and try to make that connection. And it helps them see their work connected to evidence-based practices then. What I'm hearing from the groups is it helps them really understand what they need to do differently. We're looking at policies, procedures, practices, and they're understanding that what they're doing is based on data, that they make a rating of that they're at a beginning, developing, or at standard level of each of these 23 focus areas, and they're working towards that. One of the districts I was working with yesterday said, you read this and you pick one and you think that's what you're working on, and then you go back to it the next year and you read the other focus areas and you realize that you've really worked on more than just one. So she said it's really kind of opened our eyes about what we need to be doing as a district. We have 5 districts that are no longer identified, and I wouldn't say it's totally due to the tool, but it's nice to know that some districts can come in and use this tool, go to professional development, and really get into continuous improvement. It's not just one shot, you go to a conference one day and you forget what you're doing, that it's really tied to work all year long. And I think that's more the biggest benefit, is that it seems to create a culture at their school and not just individual things that they do, activities that they do. When we first started this, I saw a lot of resistance from districts really not wanting to come to this, and this year we had 100% response, but people really wanted to come. So I think when I see it changing from, do I really have to come, to, we'll see you next week, then I know that something good's going on. That all the districts would hit the 23 focus areas at standard, and that they're no longer identified as disproportionate, and they have cultures at their school that all the kids are succeeding.